Okay guys, I hope you're going to be able to hear me. My neighbor decided to start mowing his lawn, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me over the mower. We are ready for body paragraph 2. So I am going to go back to my outline where I have already written my intro sentence. So I'm going to copy and paste that down, and then on my outline I'm using source or cards B2 and B1. So if I go to B2, I have this quote, so I'm going to copy and paste that down, and I need to do my according to. So here I have a choice. I can introduce it the exact same way I just did with the according to 10 news staff, or according to 10 news. To vary it a little bit, I'm going to say according to WTSP TV staff, and now I've got my card. Pull that period out again, and now I put the first thing off my source card. Okay, so that was pretty quick. Again, it's because I've done all of this preparation work. I have all this ready ahead of time. So now I need to do B1. Okay, so you may be doing this where you're using 2 B note cards back to back. You have a choice. I personally prefer to do the according to over and over and over again and the parenthetical documentation. That way it is absolutely clear where my source material begins and my source material ends. If I have them together back to back, I could theoretically say, according to WTSP TV staff, in 2008, 411 total manatee deaths were reported in Florida, only 59 of which were linked to watercrafts. Watercraft-related incidents are blamed for nearly 30% of manatee deaths in 2019. So I could do that. It could just be back to back, and I could have one set of according to and then one parentheses. You can never get in trouble for citing too much. You can get in trouble for not citing enough. So I always err on the side of caution, and just, it's better to over cite than it is to undercite. So I'm going to go ahead and do according to again, and I'm going to say, in this case, I haven't yet done according to the article. And then because it is an article, I'm going to put it in quotation marks. And if I copy it, then I don't have to worry about messing it up when I type it. I'm just going to have to worry about making sure my formatting is all the same. Comma goes inside the quotation marks. Okay. What I was doing earlier was closing the window against the sound of the mower, but it didn't seem to help too much. Okay, so then my parenthetical is going to be the same. Period goes at the end, and then I didn't write my concluding sentence yet, so I will add those after I do this video. So now I need to introduce my A note cards. And your note cards are going to not necessarily all be from one source in one paragraph. They should probably overlap some. So okay. So now I'm going to be using A. So let's look at my A source card. So I'm going to say, according to Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. So that's the second thing on the source card, which is often what you're going to do your recording to as. So now I have A3, A2, and A1. So I'm going to illustrate, in this case, the second, the other way to cite when you have multiple information coming from the same source. Okay, so that would be 1. So now I'm ready for the next one. So I did A3, A2, then A1. So my first one is a quote, and it's in quotation marks. That's how we keep track of it. Okay. Because I did a summary here, I need to do some work to it to make it sound like sentences. The survey is not a population count. Only a count of the manatees seen. Survey areas do not include Tampa Bay and deeper, colder waters. That sounds much better. So I'm still in my A source, so I'm still safe here. And my A1 is only numbers, so it's not going to work to copy and paste that. So survey results indicate a general positive trend in population. 1991, let's say in 1991, that sounds better. 1,267 manatees per scene. The high tally was 2017 with 6,620 manatees seen, and the most recent count was 5,733 in 2019. Okay, so now we need our parenthetical documentation. So I've got manatee synoptic surveys is the first thing on my source card, so that's what I pull. And there we go, and the period goes after, not before. And then I need a concluding sentence. So it's going to conclude and then tie to, or transition into the paragraph to come. So I will add this when this video is over as well. You'll see it on my sample paper, and I'll also add it to my outline. And oops, you'll notice that that was not double spaced, so I need to go in and make sure I've got my double spacing. It's giving me fits, not wanting double space correctly, but we'll pretend like it looks right. Okay, so then I've got concluding, and then I'm going to do the rest of my body paragraphs in here. And now I'm ready for concluding paragraph. So my concluding paragraph, excuse me, is going to start with my thesis that is on my concluding paragraph part of my outline. It's going to be a little, just worded slightly differently than the introductory thesis statement. Nothing seriously different, just different wording so it's not quite so repetitive. And then you just summarize what you covered in each body paragraph. So I can look back to my introduction. I can look back to my outline. So Florida manatees remain an endangered species. Population. Did I skip one? Okay. Population numbers are estimated through surveys. Those surveys follow specific guidelines. And then I have the rest of my body paragraph, summary sentences, and then I have a concluding sentence. So oftentimes your concluding sentence will be a call to action. So it's like, basically I've provided all the evidence that the manatees need protection, that they're harmed by boats, and so this is where I drive that fact home. So manatee populations can be protected through simple acts such as boating safety and following boating, I'm going to say stricter, because that's ultimately what I'm asking for, stricter boating regulations. And that's it. So this is an example of what a rough draft would look like. The last page of your rough draft is going to be your works cited page. I'm going to put that as a separate lecture lesson, but it is going to be the next step in your rough draft creation. So I will probably go ahead and film that today so it is available to you. Please ask me for help, feedback. If you're working and you're stuck or you're not sure if you're doing it right, just ask me for help and I'd be happy to help you. Good job to those of you who have been regularly emailing me. I am answering emails, pretty much daylight hours, so it doesn't have to be during my office hours to hear back from me. You guys take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.